Hi, I'm Ashley Plord, and I'm going to be talking about the economic crisis in Venezuela. Venezuela was once the economical and political leader in Latin America. They have one of the largest oil reserves in the world, and to make things even better, the people love their president, Hugo Chavez. In 2004, the price of oil went up, so with all this revenue, he was able to subsidize the prices of food and medicine. And with the money, he was able to improve education and make healthcare more affordable. And while everything seemed great, this led into a different problem: spending money that wasn't there. Chavez rigged the economy for the poor, and he did this because he knew they were his biggest assets, and he knew that if he kept them happy, he would stay in power. Then, in 2013, he handpicked his successor, Nicolas Maduro. Then, in 2014, he came to power. And during that same year, the prices of oil plummeted. And oil revenue was their only source of income, and this was because they had one of the largest oil reserves in the world. So the plummet of oil prices halted the purchasing of imports, and money was needed to pay for those debts. So this left less money for food and medicine. Because of this, people started protesting. They started protesting in April of 2017. There are police in the streets trying to keep the protests to a minimum, but the people are angry and they have a right to be. They are protesting for their families, and they are demanding for international food aid and for early presidential elections. The majority of Venezuela voted to have Nicolas Maduro removed from office, but what was once a democracy is now being run like a dictatorship. In 2015, there was a National Assembly of Supreme Court justices that voted against Maduro, so he had them removed from their positions and filled their spots with people loyal to him. Then, the National Constituent Assembly election that was held in 2017 was rigged by Maduro, so he could have people placed on the assembly who were on his side to keep his power growing. The people of Venezuela did not have much of a say. So, I wanted to know how this was affecting the people. They have lost an average of 19 pounds. This is an astonishing decrease in weight that is caused by food shortages, which is due to inflation. The Venezuelan bolivar is practically worthless, which is their currency. More than 80% of its population is at or below poverty. So I wanted to know if there have been any other countries that were in a similar situation. So the United Kingdom went into recession in 2008. Before the recession, the economy was doing quite well, and a lot of people were buying homes and borrowing from the banks. This was being encouraged because the more money that was being spent meant more money that was circulating through the economy. But they ran into a similar problem like Venezuela. They were spending money that they didn't have. The cost of buying homes went down, which also hurt the economy because there was less money circulating. But the government was able to help their country by bailing out the banks. Venezuela does not have the same resources to do so. When oil was at its peak, only 29% of the population was at or below poverty, and this number increased to 80%, like I said before. Venezuela built themselves on oil revenue and had nothing to fall back on. The people of Venezuela need to be listened to by their government, and maybe Nicolas Maduro can make deals with other countries. But not much is being done, so there are other ways that people can help, and I'll link those in the next slide.